Okay. I'm 33% sure that worked. Maybe. There's a slight possibility. Had a little bit of a technical hiccup. Seems like. Wait, that's running at 0%? How is that possible? Uh. Maybe everything. Hmm. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. Am I live? This is the question. Okay. I am live. Probably. Maybe. Okay. Did that save? I think it did save. Might have saved. Technical stuff. Let's see. Okay. We're all better now. At least they are anyways. See if I'm live here now. I am live here, I believe. Most likely. Yes, I am. Okay. Exit that off. Okay. I am 150% sure that I might be live right now. Might be. That is the key word, question, outlook, something today. Refresh that. Click this. Change that later. That might work. Yeah. Okay, what was I doing again? Oh, that's right. Okay. These are news stories that I sort of kind of thought was interesting. Anyways, maybe. I don't know at this point. I'm like doing three things at this point. Yeah. Anyways, let's see here. Is this correct? I'm thinking this is correct. Okay. Now, I'll tell you right now. I saw this story yesterday, and I meant to put it in the show yesterday, but I ended up not because I'm not even gonna lie, I forgot. I 150% just forgot. Anyways, first story of the day is German man assembles world's largest, what the heck? World's largest Lego sausage. Or as the kids would call it today, a glizzy, I think. I don't know. I'm not very hip, to be completely honest with you. So, I don't know what the kids are calling sausages nowadays. But look at this man. He looks so daggum happy, dude. And look, that is 100% of sausage. He should have made the bun a little bit bigger, though. But I'm going to forgive him for that because he probably ran out of Lego pieces. I've never seen this many gold Lego pieces in my life. Not only that, but like, look at that. Like, it looks like he used different color Lego pieces for the top and everything to where it looks like it's a little bit crispy around the edges. You know what? Looking at this makes me feel a little hungry, honestly. Anyways, on June 16th, German man assembles 65,000 Legos. Can you believe that? Into the shape of a bratwurst. Of course, a German would make it in the shape of a bratwurst and everything. To break the Guinness World Record for the largest Lego brick sausage. Tony Schwartz, 45. I'm not German, so you're going to have to forgive me for that pronunciation, honestly. Said the idea of the unusual project came from a sausage produce die. What? Okay, I'm not German. You're gonna have to forgive me for that. But if you can read it, congratulations. You're more German than me, anyways. Anyways, this man looks so daggum happy. Could have made the bun a little bit bigger. That's the only thing I gotta say. And yeah. I wish this man all the happiness with his sausage, honestly. Anyways, on to the next story. Now, this one honestly made me feel really, really, really sad, to be completely honest with you. But this is also a reminder that all things pass with time, though, anyways, whether they're good or bad. The ancient Sherwood Forest oak tree, rumored to have sheltered Robin Hood, has died, and this is what it looks like. Mighty twisted creation, if I might say so myself, but very pretty nonetheless. Well, I do see some green around here, but yeah, it says it's rumored to have passed, so I don't know, man. Anyways, when the knights of old went looking for Robin Hood, they were to find him, and the legendary outlaw has been associated with the English Sherwood Forest for centuries. And one tree in particular has traditionally been cited as his hideout, the major oak. I mean, was this really his hideout? Maybe not, but like, it's the tree that stuck out in the area, so it's the tree that got associated with him. So who knows what's true and what's not, though, honestly. Anyways, it was a very big meetup spot since, a long time. Scientists now believe this is a 1,200-year-old oak tree that has died after it failed to produce any new leaves this spring. British conservation body, the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. Well, I guess trees are like very vital to birds, but like, okay, I guess the bird watchers care about the trees, so yeah, I just learned something new. Said in the news release. Anyways, yeah, it's really sad, to be honest with you. I do see in this picture there's green, but this could be an old picture too. It does look like the old lady's probably withered, for a good amount of time. So, anyways, I don't know, make a nice little chair out of it, I guess, if it ain't rotten. But yeah, it's got a bunch of things right here saying in the 70s, 30 feet trunk, blah, 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 blah. Yep. Anyways, basically saying that the damage is too deep. So, anyways, sad. A landmark is gone and history marches on. Just gonna have to do another one, I guess. Anyways, on to the next story. All right. This is something I saw, and I just thought I would just, mention it real quick. Woman sues New York McDonald's after unfit sandwich causes injuries. And it's an Egg McMuffin. Now, I'm not a fan of McDonald's. Never really have been a huge fan of McDonald's, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I wouldn't say that their food is just downright toxic. Now, I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, but yeah, I don't know. A Texas woman is suing a New York City McDonald's, saying that the sausage egg McMuffin causes permanent injuries to her physical, nervous, and mental symptoms. Wait, physical, nervousness, and mental symptoms. Okay, I guess this is all quotation mark. Anyways, I didn't see it when I saw it the first time. But this woman is from Texas. Don't know who it is. Could be a perfectly nice woman. But she was in New York. See, right there is the root cause of it. If you from a clean country environment and then you go to a city, you have no idea the type of germs circulating in that city. Personally, if you from the countryside and you go into a city, you need to watch yourself before you get wrecked, because there is super bugs in cities that you wouldn't believe. People in cities got a heck of an immune system. So I'm not saying it ain't the McMuffin. But the fact that she's from Texas and was visiting New York and says that this Egg McMuffin caused symptoms, I'm just saying the air in that McDonald's was probably more unhealthy than the McMuffin itself. And honestly, that's saying something. The stench in cities is unbelievable sometimes. Anyways, in a civil complaint filed by the Manhattan Supreme Court last month, says that she stopped to eat at a McDonald's at this address, anyways, on there. And the complaint states an unknown Hindus? I don't know. The sound, she was not reasonably safe, good sound, blah, 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 blah. Basically, lawyers speak for she had an injury after she consumed the sandwich, and she probably assumed the sandwich did it because it's tied to McDonald's, which is a major corporation. Honestly. In my personal opinion. Because let's just be honest with ourselves. There's all kind of stuff floating around Manhattan. And my thing too is if the sausage egg McMuffin was unfit for consumption, then wouldn't she have smelled it? I'm just saying, like, before I eat something, I just look at it. If it don't look right, I don't eat it. You know, I smell it. I taste it. You know, like how fast did she eat the sausage McMuffin? You know, I have to know. She says it was unfit for human consumption and she knows it after the fact. Well, why didn't the heck didn't you know it while you was eating it? I'm just saying, you know, I don't put a particularly high bar for McDonald's food. But if I take a bite out of something, I know pretty quick if it's spoiled or not. I'm just saying. According to the complaint, underwent severe, whatever. I can't even talk this morning. I don't even know why I do this live. I should just record this and then upload it. You know, everything would sound all polished and neat and clean. But anyways, this is what you get live. It says her entire body became inflamed and poisoned, according to the complaint. She alleged she is unable to perform household tasks because of this sausage egg McMuffin. That right there is a modern woman. Just saying. Has a bad meal and all of a sudden, oh, I can't wash the dishes. Anyways, that's the modern man anyways too, so I can't really talk too much about it. While the complaint doesn't detail her exact injuries, it says she piles of medical debt due to the care and treatment. You know what? I'm here talking crap. Everybody talks crap about the lady that sued McDonald's and the coffee spilled onto her. But like, if you actually look at the case, like she actually sustained a real injury. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff in this like lawsuit that might be hidden behind paperwork that we don't know about. So this might actually be a real complaint. Then again, I've had a lot of bad food. I've even had food poisoning. It would have to be pretty bad for me to get a lawyer involved. Then again, you know, different people gonna do different things. You know what I mean? Anyways, I don't want to dread too much on this because I ain't really a fan of McDonald's, but I don't want to see their downfall because, you know, a lot of people eat there and a lot of people like it, so I don't know. It's just the way it is. It is what it is. Anyways, on to the next story. In other McDonald's news, I figured I would do this since I was talking about McDonald's and everything. McDonald's is serving fried apple pie again for America's 250th birthday. Now, I don't know. I've never really liked their apple pies at McDonald's. I never really have, but I know people who really like them. They go there just for the apple pies, and I guess they decided to fry them again for America's 250th birthday, which means, you know, I suppose that's patriotic. Some people associate apple pies with America, and I guess McDonald's wants to capitalize on that, make a little bit of extra money, so you know, I guess America. The company said Tuesday it's bringing back fried apple pies for the first time in more than 3 decades. So if you want them to stick around or be like a seasonal thing like the McRib or whatever, go out and buy one, because if you buy them, they gonna keep them around basically. They are available in most U.S. restaurants for a limited time starting on July 23rd. Wait, June 20. Wow, I'm here thinking about July. June 23rd. So it's the 18th as I'm speaking to you right now. If you do manage to see this after the 23rd of June, maybe go out and see if they any good and tell me about it, I reckon. McDonald's is one of several fast food companies offering semi-whatever treats. Burger King recently debuted the Firecracker Cookie Pie. Now that just sounds like something I want to try. That just sounds like diabetes right there now. The Firecracker Cookie Pie, which has a sugar cookie crust, red, white, and blue striped sprinkles. Sonic is offering the red, white, and blue slushy float, which they do a lot of slushies. You know, I ain't even seen a Sonic in a while, but it says that right here the slushy float's only $2.50, which I don't know if that's a good price or not. I don't eat at Sonic. So Hardee's has the Ice Star Spangled Biscuit with red, white, and blue sprinkles. You know what? Reading this is making me a little hungry. I might have to go to Burger King and get the Firecracker Cookie Pie, and I might actually want to get the Star Spangled Biscuit with red, white, and blue sprinkles from Hardee's. Hardee's makes some good biscuits, so I might actually go swing by. You know what? What time is it? You know what? I might have just enough time to swing by there before breakfast is over. I need to actually look up and see if I can get a Star Spangled Biscuit. Nothing else, I might be swinging through tomorrow, I'll be honest with you. But I don't know though. This whole news article is just an advertisement for different treats from fast food restaurants. But it says in 1968, the year McDonald's introduced the fried apple pie and the Big Mac. Ooh yeah. Apple pie and a Big Mac hamburger and a Lipton Cucaron. Whoa, what the heck is that? Cucaron? I don't know. I have no idea. A McDonald's franchise in Tennessee developed the rectangular shaped pie, which was served in a cardboard sleeve in 1968. It was a marvelous year that included why the heck you gotta do that? Why the heck you gotta do that? Now I'm wondering who wrote this story. Who wrote this story? They said it was a marvelous year, and yet they gonna throw that in there. You know what? I was happy reading this. I was 100% happy reading this, and yet it's gonna throw me through a curveball like this. I was here reading about America, apple pie. It even brought up the Firecracker Cookie Pie from McDonald's, and I was sitting here happy, and then it's gonna throw this in here for me, yeah? What the heck, What the? You just gonna throw on positive, and then all of a sudden negative? I'll be honest with you. I ain't gonna read this no more. I was gonna sit here and talk about it for another 20 minutes. Now, I'm mad now. And since we talking about all this negativity now, I reckon I should talk about this story that I was going to bring up next anyways. But now since I'm in the mood, I'm going to talk about it. Anyways. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to have to move a little bit, it looks like, so you can see the full article, whatever. Outbreak investigation of infant botulism powered by infant formula, and this is of June 2026. So I'm gonna put this back. Yeah. Anyways, this is an outbreak investigation to the botulism from formula and everything, and this looks like the stuff affected. And the FDA, again, I'm so sorry. But the FDA has is putting early stages of investigation and further testing the state blah blah for NARA is how of NERA, I don't even know, organic whole milk organic infant formula. Up to less than 1% of the infant formula sold in the United States, and this outbreak goes not to create a shortage concerns of infant formula. So basically, this outbreak is not going to do like any kind of shortages for infant formula. So it's not a huge outbreak, but again, if you have small children in your home, you need to keep an eye on the food supply. You're not going to really see this on the news and everything else. And to be honest with you, it affecting you is probably going to be really small, and this is not health advice at all. You need to consult a physician if anything don't feel right. If something don't seems right, it probably ain't, and you need to consult a doctor. You don't need to take any advice from anybody on the internet for any kind of way, no matter what. You need to consult your physician, and if you don't trust your physician, you need to find a new physician. But I will be honest with you, if you don't protect your kids, nobody else really is going to protect your kids. Get everything that your doctor says your kids need, to be honest with you. And you really need to keep an eye out on any kind of things like this. It seems that the stores affected by this outbreak seems to be Target, which everybody's like, ooh, Target this, Target that. And it seems to be their website, which was selling the formula directly to different places. So it says that the formula was not distributed outside of the USA. So if you're outside of the United States watching this, don't even worry about this one. But you need to keep an eye out for anything else going on with anything else that you or anybody you care about consumes. Believe it or not, you need to keep track of anything that you consume, whether it be electronics, food, or anything else. Even the air you breathe. If you live in a city, you need to pay attention to the smog alert to that day. And again, this is not medical advice. You need to consult your physician. But, keep an eye on the sky is all I'm saying. Anyways, if you shop at Target, pay attention. And you know what? It's not just Target. I know a while back there was this thing that was affecting Walmart. I think it was like the chicken nuggets or something. I don't know the brand or anything like that. But the chicken nuggets was like radioactive or something. And they come to find out that the chicken nuggets were from China. So like I said, you need to look and see where your food's at least coming from and buy whatever naturally occurs in your own country. If you British, buy British food. If you American, buy American food, in my personal opinion, because the least hands that touch your food before you touch it is most likely the best thing you can hope for personally. If you can go to the local farmer's market, again, eyeball whoever's selling stuff at the local farmer's market, because stuff be happening sometimes. But again, that's just the way everything goes, honestly. Okay, next story. If I can get this right, anyways. Oh, let's see here. Let's put this up here now. The Trump administration to pay $765 million to scrap 4 more offshore wind leases. So, as somebody who's done a little bit around wind and stuff like that, I can say that, as far as renewable energy is concerned, if you're betting on wind, it's not really a good investment, honestly. There's too much stuff that could go wrong with wind turbines, and they're bad for the environment. Like it or not, they are just bad for the environment. This is my personal opinion. Then again, I have no idea. I'm just a little guy here and everything, to be honest with you. But it seems that the Trump administration is to pay $765 million to scrap more offshore wind leases. And June 17th, the Trump administration on Wednesday said it would pay $765 million to power project developer to terminate 4 wind leases off the coast of New York, California, and Maine. So 2 places on the East Coast and 1 on the West Coast. The Department of the Interior said in a statement will use funds to develop natural gas power plants, five Midwestern states, and geothermal projects in western United States. To be honest with you, I would prefer to invest more in geothermal than wind, because geothermal is like big upfront cost, but I know it pays off in the long run. Just look at what happened with Iceland to see everything about geothermal and everything. That being said, the places you can get geothermal power is very, very, very limited. So that's obviously something that's a concern there. As far as the natural gas power plant is concerned, I think up in Canada, don't they burn off a bunch of natural gas just naturally? Because it's just a byproduct that they try to get rid of and everything. So if we could harness, let's just say 10% of the stuff they just throw away, basically, I think we'd be good. So I don't like them scrapping wind farms to invest more in geothermal and natural gas. But if we can capture the natural gas, we're just throw it away and invest in geothermal energy, which in my opinion is like way better for the environment than wind and everything. I think this could overall be a win, honestly, for everybody involved. Cheaper energy, and just because you're burning off natural gas, it's not automatically bad, because like I say, it's a byproduct of pumping oil in Canada and other places that they use for fracking and other things. So like, if it's just going to be pumped, if it's just going to be burned off anyways, might as well harness that energy. But then again, I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to do. In fact, I guarantee you it's going to be used to like do something, probably going to line somebody's pockets close to the administration. Of course, it always does. Every administration is that way. Every administration in the past has lined the pockets of their friends, and every administration in the future. Nobody's hands is clean as far as that's concerned, as far as my opinion and all that is and everything. The latest of several administration has announced this year as part of a wide-range effort to stop development of U.S. offshore wind projects, which it regards as costly and inefficient. I cannot speak this morning. Anyways, to summarize, it's basically saying that the offshore wind turbines, in their opinion, not Reuters, but in the administration's opinion, is too costly and inefficient. And I have heard that it negatively affects the environment in a few places, but I don't know if that's true, to be completely honest with you. It says that the President Donald Trump administration has sought to increase domestic fossil fuel production and scrap policies that support clean energy development, which has been criticized by Democrats and industry advocates. To be honest with you, I hate to be this guy, but the reason why fossil fuels are used is because they're very, very profitable. And the reason why solar and wind isn't used is because it's not very, very profitable. It's just not. Just because you prefer one over the other does not mean, it'll be the dominant source. And like it or not, we're not getting off of oil anytime soon. I'm sitting around me right now, and about everything I'm looking at within arm's reach has plastic in it. I have monitors all around me. The stands to those monitors are made mostly out of plastic with a little bit of metal. My mouse, my keyboard, everything, even the microphone stand I'm looking at has plastic in it. As long as plastic is the dominant form of material used in most household products, guess what? We're going to have oil. Even if every gas-powered car on the road is changed into an electric car, in order to ship goods around the world, we're going to need diesel to run one, oil tank to run cargo ships, and two, to run big rigs. Because even though an electric car has more faster output, it doesn't have torque, which is what you need to ship cargo from one place to another, like it or not. That is the main reason why diesel trucks, still burn diesel and don't burn gas or anything else. To be completely honest, even though gas is cheaper than diesel, large trucks still run diesel. Why? Because they need torque. Anyways, that's just my personal opinion on that. I don't know, to be honest with you. Just because, you want to flip a switch don't mean, it's going to be good. Anyways, I've grown tired of talking of this subject. So on to the next story. So I saw this, and I'm only going to touch on it very briefly, basically. But Fox, Roku, in the next phase of the streaming wars. Now, to my understanding, Fox just bought Roku, and I believe Fox also owns Tubi. Now, I personally watch Tubi quite a bit. They have a lot of older shows and movies and stuff. I could start naming some of the shows and stuff on Tubi, and they're quite entertaining, to be honest with you. And you can't beat free. Pluto, Tubi, all that, and even YouTube, all of it's free with ads, of course. But you know what? You don't get something for nothing. And I personally believe that they're gonna be pretty dominant 5 years from now, because I haven't had a Netflix subscription in like at least a year and a half. I think I watched the new Stranger Things thing on a friend's TV, and I ain't even bothered to like get a Netflix subscription then and everything. And to be honest with you, I didn't see a lot of stuff on Netflix I wanted to watch whenever I did have a Netflix subscription. It's just like I had basic cable for like, I want to think like 2 or 3 years, and I didn't watch any cable at all for like a year, so I just cut it off. And I ain't even noticed, to be completely honest with you. I do Prime every now and then, and I have my own share of streaming services that I watch, but to be honest with you, internet's about all I need as far as that's concerned. And just internet's kind of cheap, this day and age. Anyways, I don't know. Oh crap, I'm clicking on the wrong thing here. Anyways, on to the next story. Now, I'm personally surprised I don't hear about this more often, to be completely honest with you. And I really think this is something that nobody else is going to pay attention to, but it's kind of very important in my personal opinion. And that is AT&T's renewed push to shut down California's landline services facing growing backlash. Dadgummit, I can't talk straight. There's a renewal backlash in Northern California over letters AT&T sent to customers in Nevada County saying their home phone lines will be discontinued next year. Now, I know maintaining landlines, especially since like fiber optic cables for internet are becoming more and more of a common thing, because like everybody wants faster internet. Nobody really uses landlines anymore. I guarantee you all these people using the landlines are like probably over the age of 40. In fact, I have never had a landline in my house. Like never. I have literally never had a landline at the place I currently live. And I have lived here for at least like 3 or 4 years now. In fact, I think it's more like 5.5 years. I don't know. I ain't been counting, honestly, how many years I've lived here. It's been more than 2 anyways. AT&T's letters to customers state that the company intends to discontinue home phone service in June 2027. The company has been pursuing eliminating the entire legacy copper landline system across the state and replacing it with advanced fiber optic networks. See, I ain't even read this story, but I knew they wanted to replace it with fiber optics. Now, I don't know if you can have a landline with fiber optic cables, but they wouldn't be discontinuing these people's landline service if that was the case. Or at least, I don't know, they might have something to replace it. But in all honesty, like, again, I don't know anyone who has like a home phone anymore. And that's just sad. Now, I think I went to Walmart, and I think there is a thing you could plug into the wall and plug in to like a landline phone, and it works like a landline, but it basically goes off to the cellular networks and everything. And I was like, well, heck, I guess I could like do that, but I don't know. honestly, if I even want to do that. I think I saw it was like something like 50 or 60 bucks a year, but I think I hooked up a phone to a friend of mine's house, and they kept getting random scam calls. And I'm like, it's bad enough that I get scam calls from my cell phone, but I don't want to be getting scam calls from my landline phone too, you know? And at least in my cell phone, I have a way to block it because I pay like a monthly thing, and it blocks all my scam calls too. So, yeah, that's just another disadvantage of why I wouldn't even want a landline phone, honestly. Anyways, AT&T tried to end its landline service a few years ago. Yeah, because like I wonder how many landline customers they even have. Anyways, California's Public Utility Commission blocked the move because the company is designated a carrier in the last resort. Okay, in California, requires it to offer basic, essential, and reliable telecommunication services. So basically, they probably got some really sweet contract from the Californian government like 30 years ago that probably is barely paying the bills now, and they want to like end this landline service now. But like the state of California is playing an Uno reverse card on them, and they're like, it's not profitable. You signed the contract. You signed away your freedom. And it was like 30 years ago whenever like everybody had a landline phone. Yay, a big company go down. Anyways, I don't know. Last August, the bill moved through the California Assembly would have allowed AT&T to pursue seeking relief from its C. Is that a G or is that a C? I think it's a COLR status. Yeah, it's got to be C. CORLR. I don't even know. As of August 29th, 2025, the Assembly Bill 470 was in committee held under submissions meeting a vote on. I can't talk straight, man. I'm so sorry. I can't talk straight. Anyways, the meeting of the vote has been delayed according to the California legislation website. No further action of the bill has been made since. So basically it's in limbo. Eventually, like, what's going to happen is like AT&T is going to find some way to worm out of it some sort of way. That's always what happens. But at the same time, it seems like landline services in California has been on life support for at least the last 2 years, I would say. Because if they tried to do legislation in 2025, they wanted to get the heck out of there probably in like 2023 at the like latest, you know. Because it takes a while to do legislation, and they was probably like, we gotta end it, probably like 2023. Anyways, it's 2026, and they're saying they're gonna cut y'all off in 2027. I don't see in here anywhere where it says, yeah, right here. Julie Colley lives in Nevada City and has had her AT&T landline for 53 years, and she's at the ripe old age of 80. I guarantee you there ain't nobody in the entirety of the state of California under the age of, let's just say, 35. I want to say 40, but I'm going to be safe and say 35 that has a landline. I have never had a landline. I have only ever had a cell phone. I have several cell phones for different uses, but that's a story for another day. This woman is 80 years old. Girl, it's just time to get a cell phone. You probably don't have a cell phone, but I promise you, a smartphone's kind of cool. You can play music. You can even, like, I don't know, what do old people watch? There's like Little House on the Prairie. I don't know. I don't know, man. Anyways, this is something you're probably going to see a lot of in the future, honestly. You're going to see a lot of legacy stuff go the way of the dinosaur. And it's not all bad. It's not all good either. These fiber optic cables that they're going to use to replace the old copper cables are going to be, I guarantee you there's people out there that are like cheering for this to happen. I know there's people out there cheering for this to happen. They're like, why don't I have good internet in Northern California in this particular place? Well, it's probably because this 80-year-old woman wants to keep her landline, honestly. And that's really bad to say, but it's probably like 30 to 40% of the problem, honestly. And that's just the way things go, I guess. I don't know. That's just the way it goes. Anyways, on to the next and last story and everything. Let's see here. Okay, this is the last story of the day, and this is something that I saw. And the story reads, PS5 owners are cooked with these new memory prices. And I was never a big Xbox fan, and the way Xbox is sounding, heck, they might go out of business in the next 6 months. So we might only have Nintendo and Sony in a year and a half from now, the way everything's going. I know a friend of mine basically just like heard a disturbance in the force whenever I said that, because they big on Xbox. In fact, I'm not bad on Xbox either. I own like 3 Xbox controllers. Why? Because everything on Steam and on computers is like compatible with Xbox controllers. So that's literally what I use whenever I'm playing games on my gaming PC and everything. So I don't want Xbox to go down in a flame of glory, or in a flames basically, because I want to be able to buy my Xbox controller. But then again, Steam just came out with this new shiny controller. It's $100 instead of the standard $60 one for Xbox. So yeah, my controllers just got more expensive, but I can at least get a controller for computers, you know, if Xbox decides to go the way of the dinosaur. But anyways, we talking about PlayStations right now, PlayStation 5s. So I'm gonna stop talking about Xbox, I reckon. You know, I just figured I should shout out that console, because I know if somebody ever does see this, they're going to be like, well, he didn't talk about Xbox. Xbox is going to be good and everything. But no, Xbox is far worse than PlayStation, in my opinion, because at least PlayStation's still trying to like keep their butt afloat. But Xbox is just like, God, it's almost over. I don't know what we're going to do. Anyways, I don't know. All major consoles have undergone price hikes, but compared to PC gamers, console owners have faced have been relatively sheltered from the rise in tech component costs. That's because there's a lot of contracts and stuff when it comes to like building a console, basically like PlayStation, Xbox, because they buy so much memory and so much other stuff. Basically there's long-term contracts about fixed pricing and different stuff like that. So yeah, but those companies that sign them contracts, they sign them about every year to 2 years. So them contracts gonna be mighty thick, if you catch my drift, whenever they renew them, if you know what I mean. If you're a PlayStation 5 user who is looking to upgrade, your console memory shortage through the artificial intelligence driven component shortage is about to feel more real than ever. Wait, did I just read that like really I thought I just read that word for word. If you're a PlayStation 5 user who is looking to upgrade, your console's memory shortage. Okay, this is probably just read by AI, I don't know. Artificial intelligence driven component shortages, we're about to feel more than ever. Anyways, I'm just going to skip that. It says SanDisk just announced the Optimus GX Pro 850p NVMe, which is PlayStation's officially licensed storage option, formerly sold under Western Digital Black Label, which I like Western Digital blues and blacks, honestly. That's like my main hard drive of choice for most of my computers around my home. It's SanDisk and Western Digital. I really don't use a lot of Samsung, honestly, black, except for like boot devices and like a gaming thing. They had like a thing with Samsung drives a while back that it was frying the drive or something. I was just like, yeah, I'll just stick with like Western Digital drives and stuff like that. They're not as fast, but like, again, at the end of the day, like 1080p, 1440p is all I really want. I don't really care about no 4K options. They good enough, you know what I mean? They good enough. which PS5 officially licensed storage option formerly sold under the Western Digital Black Label. Here's a price breakdown for the new SSDs. 1 terabyte is $379. You know how much is a 1 terabyte option for an M.2 drive? I'm pretty sure it's cheaper than that. Like a 4 terabyte option, I believe is like $400 or $500 for an M.2 drive. What are they smoking with this? Like, I'm guessing this is the whole console and everything. But if the only thing they're switching out is the storage for the thing and not the actual like increased RAM and different other drivers, like how can you do a price jump of like $1,000 for the 4 terabyte to the 8 terabyte option? At that price, I'll just buy like a 1 terabyte option and like put an M.2 drive in my daggum self. Increasing percentages, blah blah blah. Increased models discontinue their true price. Most people probably won't be shelling out the top of the line 8 terabyte option that can comfortably fit all 200 games, according to The Verge. It is still absolutely wild to know that the 8 terabyte drive, fully priced at $3,699. $3,609. Wait, why is it $3,699 here, and why is it $2,959 here? Was it on sale here, and now it's not on sale here? You know what? I would just rather buy a gaming computer. I think you better off buying a gaming computer. How are these? There's no way these prices are true. There is no way, because like I remember looking up a PlayStation 5 like a month ago and it was like $600, I want to think. So this is probably true, the 2 terabyte option. But like, who's smoking stuff for the 8 terabyte option? And they got really like funny here. They got really funny whenever they said this price down here now. Now, I'll be honest with you, this price right here, you can get like a 4K computer for this. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something here. I definitely got to be misunderstanding something here. I don't know. Something going on. You know what? I'm going to stop talking about it because I definitely got to be misunderstanding something here. That's the only thing that like spits out in my mind that maybe I'm just not, I'm misunderstanding this junk. I got to be misunderstanding this junk. There's no way. Anyways, these were news stories that I sort of kind of thought was sort of kind of interesting. So, if you like me, I don't know, something's got to be a little bit funny with you. But like, anyways, I appreciate you sticking around. See ya.